I got big procs for the mage.
Okay. Got big damage.
Somebody in a cultivated moment of distress composed themselves enough to artfully carve so in his desk. They was probably thinking, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you in their head. With a hellbound arm and an acid wash, homemade curfew, 1,000 o'clock in the pot. Tattoo was friended, drunk like a badge of mystique that would technically suck. Taking the name of the father in vain on the way to the blade in his locker, estranged. A switch he lifted from a sibling skibby drawer who branched off in the ninja stars and never knew his shit was sharp. To hear with a higher purpose and a prime alert to juvenile berserkers like crochet Moors in an arcade drop floor, counting a Valentine from his MMR watch. Capital Z, slowly maneuver the yo. That's the most difficult to control. Finally, yo, into the eye of Goliath you go. That let me crushing percussion will pull the monkey upright. 12 or ghetto blaster, black or technical or telecaster. Lecture at a faster rate than class was making him develop backwards. It would appear you've spelled out all the answers. How you feeling? You tell them you feeling like something important. I'm screaming. You tell them you feeling like something even more important. I'm breathing. Something you should probably try being. And they ask how you living. You tell them you living like something important. God hissing. You tell them you living like something even more important. I'm giving. Something you should probably try willing. In a cultivated moment of distrust, composed themselves enough to magic markers Zulu on these chucks. They was trying to do the buckle font from Renegades of Funk in a 3D frame of exploding brick and whiz lines for the local emotion sick Biancos, but evoke the host to ODIP where social neurosis own the whole strip. Heart of a cat with a lark in his mouth and a mirror avoiding his guardians out. Flashlight, chisel tips, milk venom, pistol grip. Images relocated from milled vellum to scissor kick. Silent agreement in hand, king of the hill for a queen of the damned. She in the doorway, see them again. That clean white pair had a 3-year plan. Oops, capital Z, radical you in the cut. Truly the beautiful, loser it up. You and he done. Collateral damage, a future alum. That key to Shambhala, planet rockin' bambada, sample chop. Churning out a cancer for the vandal squad. Analog, anti-foms, animated colors on a page like synthesized cultures on a stage. When they ask how you feeling, you tell them you feeling like something important. I'm screaming. You tell them you feeling like something even more important. I'm breathing. Something you should probably try being. When they ask how you living, you tell them you living like something important. God hissing. You tell them you living like something even more important. I'm giving. Something you should probably try willing. In a cultivated moment of resolve, composed themselves enough to publicize the zeros in this stall. They were scoping every dog and pony previously scrolled with a festering hate for the gumdrop edge. Disco sucks, T-punk's not dead, but a transient teen unsung godsend via 3 barcodes and a mugshot grin. Sign of a runaway tone in the face of authority, thumbing its nose, cutting its teeth, pretzeled up in special order vinyl, and birds that dip their belts in little metal porcupine quills. 2 Dutch at a show in the front, low key to the camper, smoking a bug. Trixie fixing her lipstick up when his mitts got bit by the mischief bug. Snatch, capital Z, terribly in vermilion red. Give me a gnaw, oh and a slippery yes. Over a web of the shittiest bands that beat your heart out, never bleach your favorite parts out. From a learned curve, a bird fingers bursting out of germs, burns urgently, offered through the circuits of an earlier plot. I'll see you at the bottom, ZZZ top.
I blinded him here.
Big damage.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
draw. Hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form. Doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing. Moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and a muse from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No name nuisance. Stews in a bedroom. Booze in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde. Got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie. Unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight. Black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed in a 2. Then it's off to a school where it's all you can do. Being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York by peeps and a dog in a 2-bedroom doing menial jobs. Plus rhyming and stealing and being a clod. Distractions, freedom, a rod. I left some years of giving a light. I left some will the spirit away. I let my fears materialize. I let my skills deteriorate. Horn about a thought of what I should have been. Continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky. It's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would've made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would've made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Used to paint. Hard to admit that I used to paint. Natural light on a human face. Stenciled fire in his roommate's face. It was blooming addiction. A miss and a push and a pigment. Book like a tattooed pigskin. Look, pinhead kids in a minute. Drank Kool-Aid from a tube of acrylic. And I grew up in a linseed oil ever linen. Joy to the poison, voice to the resin. Capture a map of a gesture. Back up, add a little accurate fat to the figure. Redo that, move that inward. Zinc white lightning shoots from his fingers. Studio strewn with illusion and tinctures. Stay tuned for the spooky adventures. You can imagine the stars that align when a forearm starts foreshortening right. Or a torso hung on a warping spine in proportion. Reads as warm and alive. Routine day with a dirt cheap brush. Then a week goes by and it goes untouched. Then 2, then 3, then a month. And the rest of your life to beat yourself up. I left some seasons eager to fall. I left some work to bury your life. I let my means of being dissolve. I let my person curl up and die. Eating up his innards and unfeasible anxiety is brutally committed to relinquishing his privacy, aligning with the trials of the anti-Midas. Snap on the back lawn, look up in the sky. It's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would've made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would've made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings.
Oh my fucking god, dude. It's so good.